very good morning. Today we
Good
have a
morning.
very special guest, Mr. Basanta Kumar Kar. Mr. Kar, fondly known as Nutrition Man, is an international professional who has an extensive experience of leading nutrition programs in Asia. Mr. Kar has won numerous awards and is a recipient of Global Nutrition Leadership Award. We welcome you to this episode of One World, One Fight Leadership Interview Series. Mr. Kar,
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
yes, what was your initial reaction to the pandemic?
Um, I think this is a pandemic is novel. This pandemic is will be an forgotten chapter in the history of humankind. And this pandemic was never expected in this century, in this time, and it will bring a new geopolitical order. And in case of nutrition, this has a lot of significance. This has given a significant message to the nutrition sector, food sector, for a restructuring, rethinking, and thinking in a different way how important it is.
Please elaborate on how COVID pandemic has affected the nutrition change that you have developed over years.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a very important question at this important time. I appreciate it. You know that good nutrition is good life, and the power of nutrition is so vast, so important that it has potentiality for growth, productivity, demographic dividend, good health, and human capital potential. Every rupee invested on nutrition gives an average return of rupee 16. Uh, there are evidences to suggest that adult height or stunting and anemia has a lot of relevance and linkage with growth, productivity, and human development. During this pandemic time, increasing evidences suggest that malnutrition increases susceptibility to infections, and infectious diseases also cause malnutrition, resulting in a vicious cycle of poverty, morbidity, and mortality. A basic premise for a country like India, which has a double burden on malnutrition, because we have both obesity, overweight, and undernutrition together. In such a country, to reach a malnutrition-free status requires an infection-free India first, because we know that both are correlated and well linked. Uh, and another research also says that inflammation, specifically micronutrient malnutrition such as iron deficiency, vitamin A, B6, B12, vitamin C, and other micronutrients which have a lot of implications on this COVID. So in the COVID context, nutrition, malnutrition, micronutrient malnutrition, all have lot of implications and significance.
Okay, sir. So, sir, what are the main differences in the challenges that the organization is facing and was facing before COVID-19 and is facing during COVID-19?
Yeah, the organizations, I think you were asking me about the development organization
Yeah,
or the government.
so the
Okay.
development organization.
Okay, the development organizations earlier they were working in a normal manner. There was a little disruption, so this COVID has compounded the disruption. For example, those organizations working on nutrition, they were engaged uh, in many immunization program. They were engaged in distribution of supplementation program. They were engaged in convergence program like village health, nutrition, and sanitation day at Anganwadi centers. And there are many organizations working on campaigns, movements. So there is a sudden disruption because of the social distancing norm and many other protocols and guidelines. So that is one important programmatic disruption organizations are facing. The second is about the funding. A lot of funding disruption has started because many donors have started diverting money for research, vaccination program, in health expenses related to COVID. Some of them have started COVID hospitals. Some of them have invested on vaccine research. Some of them have invested on personal procurement, personal protection equipments, and many other health infrastructure. So the funding for the nutrition sector has been crowded in the crowd. So that is another disruption, I can say. The third is a lot of people who were engaged in social behavior change communication and campaigns and movements, because this is very important for a sector like nutrition and health. Because of the social distancing norm, many such home contacts, home visits by through the NGOs, through the self-help groups, that has been disrupted because this is very key and critical. Another important thing I want to bring to your notice that the hardest hit are the pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 2 years of age. Because if you do not invest on first 1,000 days of life, which starts from the conception to 2 years of age, then you lose whole of the life of the child. So there is a lot of disruption related to supply and services related to nutrition supply services, specifically protein hunger. Many you are finding reported cases related to hunger, and specifically those who are migrants, they suffer a lot. And pregnant women who are supposed to get one additional meal, and children under 2 years of age who are supposed to get supplementary nutrition with good quality, good quantity, and it has to be more frequent. There is a disruption and among the pregnant women, lactating mothers, and also children under 2 years of age.
Okay, sir. So how is COVID pandemic being used as an opportunity to address the nutrition challenge that we have been facing for a long time?
Oh, very good. This is very important. One opportunity I see, which Honorable Prime Minister is talking about, Atmanirbharshil Bharat, nutritional self-sufficiency. This COVID-19 has created an opportunity that every village, every district has to be nutritionally self-sufficient. For example, as per nutrition protocol or norm, every child under 2 years of age, and also it applies to adults, should get minimum 4 food groups. And such food groups are, one such group is rice, another such group is lentil, another such group is green leafy vegetables. So there are 8 to 9 food groups. You know that because of the lockdown and curfew, many districts are not able to get food from other neighboring districts. Even many states are not getting. Many countries are also not getting from other countries because of the import restrictions and movement restriction on movement. So it is an important lesson that each district should be nutritionally self-sufficient. They should grow food. They should grow nutritious food. They should identify, map, cultivate for the future so that they don't depend upon others. Even going local is very important. That is also another important message COVID-19 has created, because the way we are thinking that about the globalization, so a lot of messages have come how we have to build fast our local economy, local agriculture system, local food system. So that is another message